Your phone rings once, twice, then stops. 30 seconds later, it rings again. This time, you pick up. Hello? Hi there, this is Sarah calling from your credit card company about some suspicious activity on your account. I'm glad I finally reached you. The voice sounds professional, concerned. She mentions your bank's name. She knows the last 4 digits of your card number. You feel that flutter of panic. Has someone been using your card? As you're about to respond, something feels off, but you can't quite place what it is. What you don't realize is that you've just been caught in the first stage of one of the most effective phone scams operating today. And it all started with that strange double call pattern, on that brief pause between calls. It wasn't an accident. It was calculated, designed, and it's the first step in separating you from your money. The 2-ring strategy isn't random. Not a glitch, not a mistake. It's the beginning of a carefully crafted psychological operation that scammers have perfected through thousands of successful attacks. And understanding why they do this could save you from becoming their next victim. The double ring pattern seems innocent enough. Maybe someone called back because they got disconnected. Maybe it was important. But here's what makes this particularly dangerous. The double ring pattern bypasses your natural defenses. It's specifically engineered to catch you in a vulnerable state. Think about a normal spam call. 1 ring, you see an unknown number, you ignore it. End of story. But when your phone rings, stops, then immediately rings again, that creates a powerful psychological trigger. It's the same mechanism that makes you want to finish a song that cuts off suddenly, or makes you uncomfortable when a story ends without resolution. The scammers are exploiting this fundamental aspect of human psychology. They're creating an itch your brain needs to scratch, and that's just the beginning of their system. But there's an even deeper psychological trick at play here. When you answer that second call, you're actually in a slightly disoriented state. That brief interruption between calls has interrupted your normal thought patterns. In this slightly off-balance moment, your critical thinking skills are compromised. You're more likely to respond emotionally rather than logically. And emotion is exactly where scammers operate best. What you're experiencing isn't just an annoying call pattern. It's the first stage of a sophisticated psychological manipulation technique that's been refined through thousands of successful scams. Let me reveal the secret system behind this technique. What's really happening is a carefully orchestrated method I call the disarm and dismantle approach. Professional scam operations use this system because it dramatically increases their success rates. The double ring pattern isn't just to get your attention, it's designed to put you in a specific psychological state that makes you more vulnerable to everything that follows. Inside scam call centers, they actually train operators on these techniques. Former scam call center employees have revealed that they're specifically taught to use the double ring method because it increases answer rates by over 40%. But it doesn't stop there. The entire call is a carefully structured psychological operation designed to bypass your rational thinking. Let me break down exactly how this scam progresses, phase by phase. Phase 1. The attention. Hook. The scammer calls and lets it ring exactly twice before hanging up. This is carefully timed. Research shows 2 rings is the sweet spot for creating curiosity without suggesting a voicemail is coming. Within 30-60 seconds, another carefully tested time frame, they call again. This timing is crucial. It's long enough to make you think it might be important, but not so long that you've forgotten the first call. When you answer, they immediately establish authority by claiming to be from a trusted institution, your bank, the IRS, Medicare, or similar organizations that naturally trigger both respect and concern. Phase 2, the urgency creation. Now that they have your attention, they immediately introduce a problem that requires urgent action. Notice how they never give you time to fully analyze the situation. Common urgency triggers include suspicious transactions on your account, your social security number being compromised, packages being held that require immediate payment, legal action pending against you, computer security breaches. This urgency serves a specific purpose. When humans feel under threat with time pressure, we shift from our rational brain to our emotional brain. We literally become less capable of logical thinking. Phase 3, the trust building. This is where the scammer establishes credibility. They'll often have personal details about you that sound impressive. Your name, address, maybe the last 4 digits of your card or account. These details aren't actually hard to get. Data breaches have made basic personal information widely available on the dark web. But hearing this information creates a powerful illusion that you're speaking with a legitimate representative. Some sophisticated scammers even route their first call through one number, then call back from a number that appears to be from your local area code, making you more likely to trust them. Phase 4, the information extraction. Once trust and urgency are established, the scammer moves to their real goal, extracting valuable information or money. They might ask you to verify personal details, actually collecting new information they don't yet have. They could direct you to make payments via gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency, methods that are untraceable and irreversible. Some will try to get you to install remote access software on your computer, claiming they need to secure your account, when they're actually gaining complete access to all your data. Phase 5. The silence. Command. Finally, they'll instruct you not to tell anyone about this interaction. They might claim the matter is under investigation, or that telling others could compromise your account security. This isolation tactic prevents you from getting a reality check from friends or family who might recognize the scam. It keeps you in their carefully constructed reality. The entire system is designed like a funnel, wide at the top with that curious double ring, then narrowing step by step until you're fully committed to their false reality. This isn't speculation. We have concrete evidence that this technique is deliberately deployed by organized scam operations. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost over $5.8 billion to fraud in 2021 alone, with phone scams accounting for the largest percentage of those losses. The FTC also reports that the average loss per victim has increased by 58% in just 2 years. Scammers aren't just getting more numerous, they're getting better at what they do. A recent analysis by spam blocking company Truecaller found that approximately 68.4 million Americans lost money to phone scams in 2021, with the average loss being $500 per person. What's particularly disturbing is how the double ring technique specifically targets older Americans. According to the FBI's Elder Fraud Report, Americans over 60 lost nearly $1.7 billion to scams in 2021, with phone scams being the most common method. Just last month in Springfield, Missouri, a 72-year-old retired teacher lost $18,000 to scammers who used the double ring technique to impersonate her bank. The scammers kept her on the phone for hours while they drained her accounts, claiming they were securing her funds from hackers. In Dallas, Texas, a 68-year-old man transferred his entire $32,000 emergency fund after scammers using the double ring technique convinced him his Social Security number had been compromised in connection with drug trafficking. The AARP reports that the double ring technique has become so effective that some scam call centers have made it their standard operating procedure, abandoning other methods entirely. But here's the good news. Once you understand how this system works, you can defeat it with one simple rule. Never respond to unexpected double ring calls. Period. That's it. That single habit will protect you from the most dangerous phase of this scam, answering the phone in that vulnerable, curious state. Legitimate organizations don't use the double ring technique. If your bank, the IRS, or Medicare needs to reach you, they'll call once, leave a message, or send a letter. The double ring pattern is a red flag in itself. By recognizing this pattern as manipulative rather than important, you remove the psychological leverage that makes the rest of the scam possible. If someone really needs to reach you urgently, they'll leave a voicemail or try other contact methods. Anything truly important will never rely on you answering an unexpected double ring phone call. If you encounter the double ring pattern, follow this exact protocol. Step 1. Recognize the pattern and don't answer. When you notice a call rings twice, stops, then immediately calls back, recognize this as a potential scam technique. Don't pick up the second call, no matter how curious you feel. Step 2. Let the call go to voicemail. If it's legitimate, they'll leave a message. Most scammers won't leave detailed voicemails because they rely on live interaction to manipulate you. Step 3. Verify independently. If the caller claims to be from your bank or another institution and does leave a message, don't call back the number they provided. Instead, look up the official number from your statement or their website and call that number directly. Say, I received a call about topic they mentioned. Can you verify if this was legitimate? Step 4. Report the number. Report suspicious calls to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov or call 1-877-382-4357. This helps authorities track and shut down scam operations. Also consider reporting the number to your phone provider, as many now offer enhanced blocking for numbers reported as scams. No matter how convincing the call seems, following these 4 steps will protect you from 99% of phone scams using the double ring technique. Now, let me be very clear about what you should never do when encountering these double ring calls. Do not answer the second call out of curiosity. This is exactly what the scammer wants and immediately puts you at a psychological disadvantage. Never provide personal information to someone who called you, even if they seem to already have some of your details. Scammers often have fragments of information and trick you into filling in the gaps. Do not press any buttons if prompted, even if the recording says pressing a button will remove you from their call list. This often just confirms your number is active and leads to more calls. Never allow remote access to your computer to someone who called you. Legitimate tech support or financial institutions don't operate this way. Do not feel pressured by artificial deadlines. Claims that you must act within the next hour or by the end of the day are almost always manipulation tactics. Never send money via gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency based on an unexpected phone call. Legitimate organizations don't accept payment these ways. Do not keep the call secret. Real financial institutions or government agencies will never ask you to keep their communication confidential from family or advisors. Beyond the core strategy I've shared, here are some additional protective measures you can take. Enable silence unknown callers in your phone settings. On iPhone, go to Settings, Phone, Silence unknown callers. On Android, go to Phone app. Settings, block numbers. Block calls from unidentified callers. This will automatically send calls from numbers not in your contacts to voicemail. Consider using a call screening service like Nomorobo, Truecaller, or HIA, which can identify and block known scam numbers before they ever reach you. Register your number on the National Do Not Call Registry at donotcall.gov. While this won't stop illegal scammers, it reduces legitimate marketing calls that can create call fatigue and make you less vigilant. Create a family code word that only your close family members know. If someone calls claiming to be a relative in trouble, another common scam, ask for the code word. Consider using a Google Voice number for online forms and public listings. This gives you a buffer and lets you forward only verified calls to your real number. When receiving calls from financial institutions, make it a habit to say, "I'll call you back at your official number," and hang up. Legitimate callers will understand and respect this security measure. If you've already engaged with one of these double ring scam calls, don't panic. There are immediate steps you can take to protect yourself. If you shared financial information like credit card or bank account numbers, contact your financial institution immediately. They can help monitor or freeze your accounts to prevent unauthorized transactions. If you shared personal information like your social security number, place a fraud alert on your credit reports by contacting one of the 3 major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. The bureau you contact is required to inform the other 2. Consider placing a security freeze on your credit reports as well. This prevents anyone from opening new accounts in your name. If you sent money through gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency, report it immediately to the service you used. Recovery is difficult, but immediate reporting gives you the best chance. Change passwords for any accounts you may have discussed or accessed during the call, especially if you allowed remote access to your computer. Run a comprehensive antivirus and anti-malware scan on your devices if you downloaded any software at the scammer's direction. Document everything you can remember about the call, the number, what was said, any actions you took. This information will be valuable if you need to file police reports or identity theft claims. Remember, these scammers are professionals who have successfully deceived thousands of intelligent, careful people. Falling for their tactics doesn't reflect on your intelligence. It reflects on how sophisticated these operations have become. Take a moment and think about someone in your life who might be vulnerable to these scams. Maybe it's a parent, a grandparent, an elderly neighbor who lives alone. Would they recognize the double ring pattern as manipulative rather than important? Would they know how to respond when feeling that powerful combination of curiosity and urgency? The sad truth is that scammers specifically target the most vulnerable among us. They prey on older adults who may be less familiar with these tactics, people living alone who don't have someone to provide a quick reality check, and anyone going through stressful life events that make them more emotionally vulnerable. By sharing this video with the important people in your life, you create a protective network. Knowledge is the best defense against these psychological manipulation tactics. Take a moment right now to send this video to at least 3 people you care about. Tell them it's important, because it is. When we share this information, we're not just protecting individuals, we're making these scams less effective overall. Every person who hangs up on a scammer is helping to make their business model less profitable. Now that you understand the double ring phone scam, you're better protected. But this is just one of many techniques scammers use to target people like you. In my next video, I'll reveal the dangerous "can you hear me?" phone scam that's being used to create fake voice authorizations for charges on your accounts. It starts with a simple question, but ends with unauthorized charges and identity theft that can take months to untangle. The method is different, but just as dangerous. You need to know how this works before you get the call. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss this critical information. Your financial safety may depend on it. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video.